Okay, Catholics, I have found the video that is going to blow the roof off the biggest conspiracy in the Catholic Church today. This is definitive video evidence that the Catholic Church is really just a satanic cult and that the Pope is the Antichrist. Stay tuned for what could be the most controversial Billy Opinion Land yet. Okay, I'm releasing this a little bit early this year because I want my fellow Catholics to be prepared for this video that pops up every year after the Easter Vigil. Now, we modern-day Catholics are not as familiar with the Latin roots of our faith as we should be, but we know enough to know that the Latin being intoned at Mass is liturgical and proper and reverent and beautiful. But our non-Catholic brothers and sisters are not at all familiar with the Latin language, and they like to offer their own translation of what certain Latin texts mean in the Catholic Church. So videos like this pop up every year. So let's go through this video together, shall we? Okay, so April 27th, 2014, as we know as Catholics, is when Pope John the 23rd and Pope John Paul II were canonized and recognized as saints. Nothing big there. The ceremony was held to induct two former popes into sainthood, but there was another announcement made. Okay, first, the church doesn't really use the language of inducting a person into sainthood. It's a canonization, and it's more of a recognition process than it is inducting somebody. But okay, I'll give that to you. Oh wait, a declaration to the world. You know when a video starts off with typos, it's going to be completely well-researched, objective, unbiased, and just a beautiful presentation of the truth. Declaration. Okay, we're off to a great start. Okay, we need to stop right here. The most laughable claim of this video is not what comes later, but it's right here. The Pope broadcasted this event in 3D, HD, and 4K. No, like, I don't know how far into the conspiracy you have to be to believe that the Catholic Church is actually technologically proficient. Anybody who works for the church and anybody who has interacted with anybody who works for the church knows that there's no way that a church has this kind of technology. There's no way the church is shooting this in 3D, and there's definitely no way the church is shooting this in 4K. I mean, you could say it's broadcast in HD, but I don't even know if we consider 480p HD anymore. How do I know this wasn't in 3D and 4K? Because you can go to the Vatican's official YouTube page, you can click on that video, you can look at the settings, and the highest it goes to is 480p. I mean, we're Catholic. We have a hard enough time getting into the 20th century, let alone the 21st century. Oh, and look, another typo. Happened. Happened. You know, this is just quality stuff. I mean, top quality troll, 5 out of 7. Why go through all that trouble? What did the Pope want the world to see?
Eius, Lucifer matutinus inveniat.
Oh look, this is the intoning of the Exultet at the Easter Vigil. Wait a minute. So that means that the claim at the beginning of this video is wrong. This is not April 27th, 2014. This video is actually from March 30th, 2013, and it's the Easter Vigil at St. Peter's Basilica in Rome. So, 1, the date's wrong. 2, this was not the induction of two former popes into sainthood. This is the Easter Vigil. You know, a Christian holiday that every Christian denomination in the world observes as a reality and the foundation of the Christian faith. You know, Jesus' resurrection from the dead. But okay, we'll keep going.
Lucifer matutinus inveniat. Ille inquam Lucifer qui nescito casum Christus filius tuus. I
love that Lucifer is highlighted in red because they're trying to highlight that, ooh, we're saying that Lucifer is God. But okay, let's keep going.
Et tecum vivit et regnat in saecula saeculorum.
Wait a minute, I'm not proficient at Latin, but even I know that's a bad translation. They all say amen. Oh no, that's terrifying. Did you catch that? Lucifer was declared God. Okay, let's stop here, because I'd say that this was a very liberal translation of the Latin, and it's wrong. It's bizarre that anybody could draw the conclusion that we are invoking Lucifer as God. No, that's not the case at all. This is the Exultet. This is the very end of the Exultet proclamation at the Easter Vigil. In fact, if you look at the text of the Exultet, it starts with a proclamation of Christ the King. It's glorifying God. It's glorifying Jesus and his resurrection. So what are we looking at in this video? It's actually the last stanza of the Exultet proclamation. So what they're doing is they're isolating a certain line and they're manipulating it to make it seem like we're proclaiming Lucifer as God. That's not the case at all. Lucifer in this context means a light bearer, or in a more poetic translation, morning star. And of course, the reference of Christ as the morning star is taken from the first letter of Peter and from the book of Revelation. It's bizarre that somebody would try to manipulate people's ignorance of the Latin language to say that the Catholic Church is proclaiming Lucifer as God. Was this a ceremony to induct popes into sainthood? No. Was this broadcast in 3D and 4K? No. Is the footage they're showing you from April 27th, 2014? No. Did the hymn invoke Lucifer as God? No. The most frightening thing about all this is that we literally have information at our fingertips. It would take a 10-second Google search to verify the truth of whatever is being claimed here, to find out that it's all false. But instead, the scariest thing here is that people don't care about the reality. They don't care about the truth. They already have a presupposed idea that the Catholic Church is evil, and so this video reinforces that for them. So they're just going to share it around, they're going to like it, they're going to comment on it, and they're going to say, look, more evidence that the church is evil. I mean, if you want to find things to bash the church about, that's fine. But you don't have to make things up to do that. You just have to look at our own history. You can easily fact check all of these videos by just Googling Exultet translation, and boom, right off the bat, you get all of these hits that will give you the accurate translation of the Exultet hymn. I will never understand the impulse to believe conspiracies, especially when they're so easily debunked. It's just these mental gymnastics that people are going through Olympic feats to complete. It's insane. What is especially crazy to me is that this video doesn't even take into account how the lizard people are taking over the world and how the Illuminati are poisoning our water supply with nanomachines to track everybody's... So if you type in Pope says Lucifer is God and you scroll through YouTube, you're going to find a lot of crazy videos that unfortunately have thousands of views. And what's really scary is that if you look at the comments on these videos, you're going to see hundreds of people agreeing with what the video is saying. It's really frightening to see so many people believe a lie. I don't know, guys, what do you think? This is my first reaction video. If you want to see more, then just link me a video that you want me to respond to and debunk. I don't understand how these channels get thousands of subscribers and how these videos get tens of thousands of views for conspiratorial fabrications. I don't know, I'm just dumbfounded that this kind of stuff still exists in today's day and age. Like, we should know better than this. That's all I got for you this week. Please pray for me. I am praying for you. We'll see you in the next video.